What's up, YouTube? This is Sean H of Crit City Millionaire, and today I'm here to bring you my first deck profile, actually. Gishki zielgigas OTK. So, it's actually a pretty old deck, and I didn't build it that long ago. I actually got the idea from some guy at my old locals. He just wrecked me with this deck sometimes over, and I just thought, wow, this deck is really amazing. It probably can't keep up with today's meta, but it can OTK pretty potently with all the search power, but it has a few weaknesses, a lot of them actually, so let's just get into it. First, you want to start off your triple zielgigas, obviously. It's zielgigas OTK. All you really need is 2 for the OTK, well 2 and this guy, but we'll get into that later. But what you do is pay 1,000 life points, you draw the top card of your deck, reveal it, and if it's a Gishki monster, shuffle any one card on the field back into the deck. It doesn't target, it's mandatory, so like you can't just do this if you want to draw, because you risk having to shuffle one card from your side and field back into the deck, just in case your opponent doesn't have anything. But yeah, really great card, great for other rank 10 plays, but you really just want to go into Gustav Max and OTK, like the deck implies. Next up we have triple Gishki Abyss. When he's summoned in any way, including flip or special, or in any way generally, you get to search out any Gishki monster from your deck with 0 defense. No, 1,000 or less defense, which is pretty much anything in the deck, except for Beast and himself, of course. So yeah, he speeds up the deck along with these guys. Triple Gishki Shadow and triple Gishki Vision. What they do is actually amazing. You probably wouldn't really have the deck without these guys. You discard Shadow and he adds your Gishki Aquamirror or any other... Is it only Gishki Aquamirror? What? No, any Gishki Ritual spell, so yeah. That's really good, but you're really only going to go for Gishki Aquamirror, because that's really the only good ritual spell in the Gishki deck. The other ones are pretty good, but not for this specific deck. And he's also, along with Vision, he can also be used as an entire tribute for a ritual, so yeah, any one of these can just be a target along with Zielgigas himself. Next up, triple Vision. Vision is also amazing. He's literally just like Shadow, except he searches out Gishki Zielgigas himself. You run 3 and not 2 because, what is it? Well, you just run 3 because you always want to have your Zielgigas in your hand for the OTK, or just want to use them as a material. So you don't run 2 just because you run 3 Zielgigas like you do with something that runs like, what, 3 of any warrior, so you run 2 Rhoda. You get what I mean. But moving on. Triple Gishki Beast. What Gishki Beast does is when he's normal summon, you special summon any level 4 or lower Gishki monster from the graveyard. I'm pretty sure he can even bring himself back. Yeah, he can bring himself back. What you usually end up doing is normal summoning him, special summoning Abyss from the graveyard, and getting your search off, but you can't really do anything with them once they're just on the field like that. Or you can go Beast into Shadow, make your rank 4, or just go Beast into Shadow or Vision and just use one of them as a material for your ritual summon, so that's always good. That's why triple. Plus he can bring himself back for that rank 4. For my one-ofs, just 1 Advance and 1 Vanity. Advance is just great to summon right next to your Zielgigas, because you can pretty much take any one Gishki monster from your deck, put it on top, and then you're like, pay 1,000, oh, what's this? Whatever Gishki monster I want, then I shuffle something on the field. 1 Vanity is good. I consider bumping this up to 2, because it pretty much says no to your Solemn Warning, Bottomless Torrential, anything that just would stop your Zielgigas from coming in. You really don't want your Zielgigas to get like banished by Bottomless or anything. You really don't want anything to happen to him. He just protects your Zielgigas really for when he comes in. Plus he's a salvage target, just in case like you're starting off slow. You can just be like discard, salvage, add back Vanity, Shadow, then I can search again. So yeah, that's always great. Next up, well, that's it for the Gishkis. Next up, 2 Beautiful Princess. Yeah, Beautiful Princess. What this thing does, it's a 1-for-1 target, even though I don't run 1-for-1. When it's summoned, you get to normal summon. When it's normal summon, you get to banish it, special summon a fish from your deck. The only fish in the deck is Abyss, so special summon Abyss in defense, then you get your search off. It's pretty much like running 5 Gishki Abyss, but since you only run 3 Abyss, and they're literally the only fish in the deck, aside from this itself, you only really need 2. You don't want to like draw this when you're all out of Abyss. And 2 Trag. Trag just stops your opponent from OTKing, and also says I can be used as an entire tribute for Zielgigas. That's all he's there for. Generally good card. That's all for the monsters. Next up, we have triple Gishki Aquamir. That's pretty simple. Not really explained. No real need to explain. But it's really great what you could pull off with this card. You can go Aquamir, tribute a Zielgigas to make a Zielgigas, and then you can shuffle this back into your deck in order to add that Zielgigas. So you just tribute it back to your hand, and then search it later with your triple Shadow. Amazing card. Just probably the best Gishki ritual. Next, you have your triple Salvage. This card forms your OTKs. Well, it doesn't really form it. You can do the OTK with pretty much anything else in this deck, but this one card just speeds it up. Even if you don't draw a Gishki monster off of Gishki zielgigas effect, you can be like, draw Salvage, add back both the materials, so you can just drop Vision, drop Shadow, add back. Oh my god, it's just crazy. Just a crazy card. Add anything in the deck back except for Zielgigas himself and the non-water monsters that you run. Double Mori of Greed, because this deck can kind of dead draw sometimes if you don't have your searches, so yeah, it's always good to just shuffle pretty much anything from the deck except for Tragoedia back into the deck, and then just draw 3 cards off of that, so you're +1 all the time. And Double Lance to protect your Zielgigas when it comes out, because Vanity can be everywhere. Yeah. Then 2 space, pretty much generic. Don't want your opponent to have back row when you're trying to OTK. Book of Moon, because it's generally good. One of. Yada Log. Degen Lock isn't a thing anymore, but this just stops attacks, effects, whatever. Puts the monster face down to be destroyed later. And 1 Dark Hole. I should have a Regeki, but I don't have another Regeki. That's in another deck. That's all for the spells. Let's move that out of the way. Next up, we have the trap lineup is really small, actually, because you don't really want traps in this deck, because it's obviously an OTK, but the trap lineup is pretty much stuff to push for OTK, or push to kill your opponent when you don't make the OTK. Wiretap just there to stop a Mere Force, Dimensional Prison, Vanities, anything, just get rid of it, so it's non-destruction. It's non-destruction. You don't want to destroy your opponent's cards, even if it's back row, because destruction is easily negated, but yeah. Aside from that, we have one of Vanities, Compulse, Bottomless. Yeah, because I don't want to run just 2 traps, and these are just generally good traps. That's all for the main deck. Now, the extra deck is actually pretty small because you don't really need it much. I only have like 5, but there are some things that I'm missing. In order to form the OTK, you have Dreadnought Cannon Gustav Max. What you do is make your 2 Zielgigas use their effects to shuffle your opponent's entire field, attack, 64 damage, overlay for Gustav Max, and then detach, burn your opponent for 2,000, and yeah, that's generally the game, unless they just boosted themselves. But yeah. Abyss Dweller, because you can make that and boost your Zielgigas or any water monster in the deck, and it's also just your staple rank 4. Nightmare Shark and Black Ray Lancer. I'm missing a Bahamut Shark, so yeah, these are pretty much dead in the extra deck right now, but you don't really need them. And 1 Armored Kappa, because if you stack with Abyss and somehow they stay on the field, it's really just great to make this in defense. Yeah, that is all for the deck. Thanks for watching, and come back for more. Sean H of Crit City, signing out.